Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to be ranking all of the idle animations from MultiVersus from worst to best. From my testing, it seems that character variations have no effect on the idle animations, so we're not going to be looking at them. I've judged the idle animations based on the following criteria. Character representation. Is this something the character would actually do? Is this something that only this character would do? How well is the franchise being represented here? Secondly, visual appeal. Simply put, how cool does the animation look? And finally, distinctiveness. How similar is this to other characters' idle animations? Now, hold your horses. Keep in mind that these are just my opinions. So feel free to let me know what your favourite or least favourite idle animations in the game are in the comments below. Coming in last place is Gizmo, whose animation is so bland that it's even difficult to distinguish when Gizmo enters this idle animation from his neutral animation. Gazing around curiously somewhat works for Gizmo, but it is a visual bore that wastes so much potential. Finn sheaves his sword and stands there. Like Gizmo, casually hanging out does somewhat make sense, but Finn has way more potential than this. This one is very disappointing. Wonder Woman just changes to a more casual pose. I like how she still appears ready to fight, but putting her guard down even slightly just seems out of character. The potential wasn't as high for Wonder Woman as opposed to, say, Gizmo and Finn, but this is still very bland, and so far none of these animations feel character specific. LeBron James actually has two different idle animations depending on whether he is holding a basketball or not. So what does LeBron do if he's fed up of carrying around that fucking ball? He stands there, with his hands on his hips. Surely him holding the ball would be more interesting though, right? It's fucking not. Now LeBron has the flu and won't stop coughing. No, LeBron, don't wipe it on your clothes, you dirty fuck! LeBron ranks a little higher than the others because with him being an actual person, it at least makes sense for his idle animations to be a little bland, but you'd think they'd come up with something better than just giving him the cold. Maybe it's my lack of knowledge of Black Adam getting in the way, but Black Adam's idle animation looks too subservient for his character. It's not bad, and at the very least looks somewhat commanding, but I think his neutral animation is a far better demonstration of Black Adam. Stripe's idle animation is just him going a little more feral, which works for his character, but again, there was so much more potential here, but it's still an improvement. Just, the Gremlins characters really got the short end of the stick here. Like LeBron, Tom and Jerry have two idle animations, this time dependent on whether Jerry is alive or not. So assuming that you've fucking killed the shit out of that dumbass mouse, when Tom is alone, his animation is endearing. It almost looks as though he's just waiting for his best friend to come back. It's nothing special, and I do wish Tom instead would tap impatiently or look around for Jerry sadly, but again, it's an improvement. Taz looks as though he's being distracted by a fly or like a bug or something. It certainly wouldn't work for many characters, and it at least has some nice fluidity to the animation, but again, this is wasted potential. I think Taz could have been doing something much more interesting here. Rendog was actually the hardest to judge, given he's a completely original character for this game. I love his design, and I can see a lot of potential here. But all they could do was have him sit down. Why not cutely take a nap, or chase his tail? Hey, look, this one is cute, and I do admire the subtle little thump that's made when he does sit. But once again, we have an example of wasted potential. I watched a lot of Scooby-Doo growing up, and I can't say I'd characterize Velma as impatient. Why not have her read or search around for clues? She just looks like she's waiting for Fred to finish splitting up with Daphne. My least favourite MultiVersus character has one of the worst idle animations. Be gone, foul beast! Agent Smith stands confidently and cunningly. It really works for his character, but it just isn't very unique or visually interesting. Era Stark stands confidently and cunningly. It really works for her character, but it just isn't... Wait a minute. Rick is a character with near unlimited potential, but nothing is more fitting than him just being bored out of his mind at the sight of MultiVersus colliding. This is just another Tuesday for him. However, like LeBron, the uniqueness of this is ruined by the presence of similar animations, such as Velma in this case. I'm personally very happy that Shaggy's idle animation has nothing to do with his Ultra Instinct powers. Instead, it's just him chilling, being hungry. It does work, but I really don't get why he doesn't just start eating a box of Scooby Snacks. They even have it modeled already. What a waste of potential. God damn it! I think Jason would have been one of the hardest to get right, and I think they've done a decent enough job. It's a very simple but effective animation that keeps the focus on Jason's weapons and his murderous intent. While I do think Joker of all characters could have had a much more unique animation, I just love the smoothness of the cane twirl and how it looks like he's gazing in psychotic anticipation for what gruesome things he's planning. Again, could have been more, but this is fine. Garnet's idle animation is very simple, but my admiration for it stems from how it shows us a unique part of her character not usually seen: her eyes. I also think the animation represents her level-headed coolness very well. The way Harley just casually waves a gun around while chewing gum really works for her character, but it just doesn't feel very unique, nor does it have much visual appeal beyond the slight comedic aspect. Marvin standing there as confidently as possible while still looking silly is simply perfect, and really works as an idle animation. I think the cherry on top for this though would be if he pulled out his Mars flag as well. Much like LeBron and Rick, however, this animation's uniqueness is limited by how many other characters do similar things. Steven's hopeful and enthusiastic gleaming look is a very Steven thing to do and definitely stands out amongst the crowd. However, much like Marvin, the greatness of this idle animation is limited by how many characters stand triumphantly while idling. Iron Giant suffers from the exact same problem. I adore how he tries to be Superman here, heroically standing ready to help. But so many other characters pose in similar ways that it simply ruins what is otherwise an amazing idle animation. Banana Guard falling asleep out of boredom is just so perfect for his character, and despite it making sense for other characters to fall asleep, such as Randog and Tom and Jerry, Banana Guard's actually the only character in the game that does this, and he also looks very cute. You know, when he's in fucking side spamming you. Superman is the antithesis of heroic triumph. So despite my criticism towards characters such as Black Adam, Marvin, and Iron Giant, I don't feel it's fair to criticize Superman the same way, because ultimately, what else would he do when idling than hover heroically? Samurai Jack's idle animation of sheathing his weapon and contemplating his actions is such a wonderful choice that the team made. I love this focus on the more sensitive and complex aspects of his character. It may not be the most visually interesting or distinctive, but I adore the characterization here so much. He's definitely thinking about how many times he's been forced to use his fucking side special. I know my criticism for a lot of these animations has been its oversimplicity, but that really is the strength of Morty's idle animation. I love how this is a direct reference to the show as opposed he does in the first episode of Rick and Morty. This whole dumbfounded, completely overwhelmed, feeling that Morty must have, the perfect juxtaposition to Rick. It's just so perfect for Morty, and in this instance, I really do think the team keeping it simple really allowed for something special to come through. And it really is a unique animation as well. Maybe I have a soft spot for this one, but I really love Morty's. Returning at last to Tom and Jerry, when Jerry is with Tom, their animation is a visual treat. There's just something so endearing about Tom finally catching Jerry, only to just stare at him victoriously while Jerry struggles and squirms. We're reaching the point here where the idle animations are of such a high standard that the difference in ranks here really is minimal. Ah, how far we've come from Finn just standing there doing fuck all. Our latest addition to the roster doesn't cheap out on his idle animation, spawning his own chair from literally nowhere and then casually filing his nails. A neat juxtaposition to his distinctive lack of hygiene standards. Beetlejuice's idle animation is just goofy and so fittingly unique to his character. A great new addition to the idle animations. While Jake and Beetlejuice both share the whole chair approach to idling, I believe both do so in ways completely unique to their characters. Jake turning himself into a chair is so visually comedic and solely unique to Jake's character that I can only sit back and applaud the development team for this one. This idle animation really makes you feel like Batman. In all seriousness though, this animation perfectly captures the intimidation, style, and gothic elements of Batman's character. An idle animation worthy of our Batman. We love you, Kevin. And finally, who else but Bugs Bunny? This animation, like Batman's, cannot be used by any other character in a way that makes any logical sense beyond parody. The fact that something as simple as chewing a carrot can be so intrinsically representative of a character really does show the power not only of this animation, but of Bugs Bunny's character as a whole. So, a big congratulations to our two winners, Bugs Bunny and Batman. But who are your personal winners? Who are your biggest losers? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, mates, have a good one.